What's happening, tubes? I've been a little busy. I hadn't had time to really sit down and make any kind of videos of any kind here lately. I have not forgot about the tool reviews that I was going to do. I've just not had time to do them. This weekend has been kind of hectic for me, and I've got a lot of stuff accomplished. Well, let me show you a little bit. If you guys remember, I had a tree limb that was hanging like right there. Well, I ended up cutting that one down along with several many that was out here. Right here I had one hanging down. I had to cut it, pan around right just above where this bird feeder is right here. Well, there's actually two bird feeders on this little pole. There was a limb right here hanging down. I cut it. Now what you see over here and here, they're really too high up. It just looks like they're low from where I'm standing. I cut a few little short ones off this oak tree over here, but I was thinking about maybe trying to get on the roof and get down, but you know what? It ain't that I'm afraid of heights, I'm just afraid of falling. So I think we'll leave it alone. But and I did trim back some off of my little mimosa trees. I've got one here. I had a few limbs, cut it off. One back there, and then there's one that just sits just above the building right here. But we cut all them down, so that's good to go now. I did wanted to show this. Kmart is going out of business. I'm not sure if you guys even know what a Kmart is. I mean, those that aren't in this area, what I mean, or perhaps not even in the country. But yeah, Kmart is just it's a little department store. Wow, this thing doesn't want to focus worth a crap. Anyway, Kmart was partnered with Sears, and being that they were partnered with Sears or whatever, they sell Craftsman tools, and this was some that I really didn't have, so I decided to buy some. Yeah, they're going out of business and everything was on sale. I think this right here was like, originally I want to say it was like 65 bucks. I'm not sure. I don't really know. But I mean, the markdown price is already $51.99, and then 10% on that, so it's like $45 to change. So let me turn this around real quick. And this rag, I stuck in it because the case is kind of well, I think the case is a little warped, and as you can see with this one here, it's trying to jump out. But I needed some SIG stars like these, and I needed some of the little octagon shaped ones, so I got them. And you don't never know when you're going to run across the ones that actually have like the star head bolts. So yeah, not too bad, not too bad. So I can close this damn lid now. Okay. Well, you not want to close the closed on earlier. Have to give it the two-hander. But anyway, let me flip this around. This is the worst time of the year for mosquitoes. And, you know, silly me didn't come out here and spray any of this as soon as I come out here. So, of course, I got attacked 5 times. Go straight for my legs. They don't really go for anything else. I don't understand why. But from what I heard, the fact of the matter is that it's only the females that actually drink or suck blood or whatever. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyways, the main topic for today's video is somewhat political. And you know, I'm really not the one for politics of any kind. And you know, I may even get some facts that I think are facts that someone else said that they were facts wrong. To begin with, you know, this goes back to the whole Confederate flag thing, and you know, I'm a supporter of the flag. I mean, I'm not like hardcore, you know, but I'm not the type of person who is a racist. I don't care for anyone who is sorry as fuck. To be straight up honest with you. It doesn't matter what color you are, whether you're black, brown, white, whatever. If you're the type of person who wants to lay around and do nothing but drink and do drugs and collect money from the welfare and government and whatnot, then you need to be up out of here. You need to have that stuff pulled from you. Because if you honestly can afford to pay for drugs and alcohol off of government funds, then perhaps you don't even need the government assistance. Someone who's elderly, who can't hardly get around, who may get like Social Security once a month, and it may only be $300 or $400 for the whole month, needs that worse than you do. You know what I'm saying? But aside from the point, here's the deal with the flag as far as I'm concerned. And I know this is kind of revamping into the video that I had done a while back, you know, talking about the flag and loud exhaust and this, that, and the other. I'm not a redneck. I'm a southern boy. There's a difference. Well, technically southern man now, but you get what I'm saying. I'm from the South. I was raised in the South. South is who I am. Did the South win the war? No, they didn't. The North did. You had Confederate civilian soldiers who fought the Northern Yankee soldiers, or Navy, or whatever it was back then. I don't have a clue. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a real big historian. I'm not a very big political person. It's just that I'm going to say the facts of what I think. And you don't have to like what I think. You don't even have to like me. That's fine. But if you can't sit here and say what I'm saying don't make sense, then maybe you're not my kind of person. But anyway, here it is. You have a flag. The flag, as I said in the other video, didn't make the history. The people did. you take the flag down. We're talking about in South Carolina. They took the flag down off of the Capitol in Charleston, and now you've got a bunch of pissed off rednecks, hillbillies, people who had family in the Confederate, so who could had the connections of some kind, whether it be family or friends or whatever, who was in the Confederate Civil War type deal. Now those people are pissed off. Along with that, you got farmers who are from the South who are pissed off. And you've got women and children that are of age that understand what's going on that are pissed off. And on top of all that, you have the straight up, I don't like black people, whatever you want to call them, racist assholes. Okay? They hate black people. Doesn't matter whether or not you're straight as an arrow, gay, man, woman, child, nothing. They want to see you go away. They want to see you dead. Well, those are the type of people that would be, like, they don't even care about America itself. They don't even care about anybody but themselves. Who would be the type of person who would get in front of a black person and say, well, F you in this and F you in that, and you know what I'm saying. Well, the thing about that is that all these people were pissed off, and then you have black people who live in this country that have completely disrespected the American flag by either A, stepping on it, or by B, wiping their ass with it. Now, as from a kid whose both parents was in the army at one point in time, even though by the time I was of age or whatever, both of them had already had gotten out. My mom wasn't a soldier, and as far as I know, my dad was not. Also, but I have had people I've known that I've talked to that were veterans from World War II who went to Vietnam, who, matter of fact, I had an ex-girlfriend, her dad used to be an engineer for the U.S. Navy, and he served on, for them for, as far as I can remember right, I want to say like 28 to 30 years or so, something like that. And he was the best of the best, and he was old school. He didn't take no bullshit. And a lot of them guys that have served for a long time are real hard legs. I mean, they saw some shit that they can't, they would never forget. And for you to sit there and think that it's perfectly fine for you to step on something that they fought for you to wipe your ass with something they fought for, had lost friends for, lost blood over, it's really highly disrespectful. And in my opinion, if you find, this goes for anyone, it doesn't matter if you're African American, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, whatever. If you come to this country legally and you disrespect something like that, I think you should automatically, and if you get caught doing it, whether it be by someone taking a picture or knowing who you are or even coming to your house, whether you're sitting on the toilet taking a crap or cutting your own grass, feeding your kids. It doesn't matter who you are. I think you should either be drug out into the street and have your ass whooped big time, and then not only that, be deported back to a country that you've never been to, or you may have been to, you just weren't raised from there, should I say. I mean, right now you got people who really want to be in America, who would fight any kind of person, any kind of battle, any kind of war, any kind of anything to get here right now, who would respect our ways much more than you could ever imagine. Think about that. I think it's real bullshit, honestly. Now, what I'm about to say is not in no disrespect at all. No, it was abolished a long time ago. But, what if things right now got to the point, and this is just figuratively speaking, this don't mean a piece of piss to anything. What if things got so bad that they were to go back to where they used to be? Do people really want to be segregated again? I mean, do all white people want to just go to school by themselves? Do they not want to have any black friends? Do they not want to have any black coworkers? Do they want to go to work with no black people? Do they want to go to the bathroom and have separate bathrooms for men and women on each side of both races or whatever? So you ain't got to share the same toilet that another man who bleeds just like you sat on and took a dump in? I don't give a damn. I've got black friends, and I support the flag. Does that make me a racist? No, not one damn bit. However, if you, depending on who, it don't even matter who you are. If you were the type of person who would pull out an American flag, drop it on the ground, step on it, or try to wipe your ass with it, I'm gonna make you eat it. That's just point blank. It doesn't make a fuck to me who you are or where you come from. If you hate being here so bad, pack your shit and get the fuck out. Don't come back. We don't need you. We don't want you. Now, I am not butthurt at all by any of the shit that's been going on right now. I've kept my mouth shut, not only on YouTube, but on Facebook, Instagram, doesn't matter. I've been quiet about it all and haven't said a word about nothing to nobody. But you just get to a point where I think it's about time to say something. And, my mom's last husband, which would be my last stepdad, he was in the Army. He served for quite some time. He died from lung cancer. Yeah. His best friend, Jimmy, in which he never really talked about, got the Congressional Medal of Honor, and I want to say it was a Purple Heart. I think. No. Let me think for a minute. What was it he got? Well, anyway, he got some pretty nice stuff. And he was the kind of guy who got the awards and ribbons and all kinds of type of stuff. But anyway, both of them guys, they served big time. Jimmy, how he earned what he got, him and I want to say his best friend, which was who my mom was married to last, they were in two separate helicopters. And, or maybe they weren't even on the same team. I don't remember, or they were in the same troop or squad. I don't know how you do that stuff. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. Jimmy was in the last helicopter. Well, the front helicopter got shot down. And he actually got jumped out of the helicopter because they were, just barely above ground. Jumped out of the helicopter, ran up to the front one, and started getting guys out while being shot at. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. None of these people who've disrespected the flag in any kind of type of way or whatever have no idea what any of that is about. Now, from my understanding, one of the pictures was a girl, a black female, and at one point in time that she was in the army or something and got into a bunch of shit and was discharged or whatever. She was working for our government. So why in the fuck would someone who worked for us, per se, the taxpayers, because the taxpayers pay the government issues money to their soldiers, would someone who fought something, who we thought fought for something that was worth fighting for, and then turns around and disrespects it by wiping their ass with it, or stepping on it, or whatever? There's no honor there. By no means. But I'm not hurt. I'm fucking angry. You know what I'm saying? It pisses me off. And I'm much more calm now than I was a few days ago when I started seeing this crap. It just ain't right. It's not right. And now there's, the whole thing about the Confederate flag. It's stirred the shit pot quite a bit. There was a guy who, I think he only had like 5 or 6 to begin with or something like that. And he stays in Rocky Mount, which is about 45 minutes from here, give or take. 35, 45, something like that. He had only like 5 or so flags in his yard to begin with. Excuse me. And right after this crap happened, he started getting more. Started throwing them up. Now he's up to 150. And his property is outlined by a fence, and he's got barbed wire on top of it, and trespassing, blah 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 signs, and all kinds of stuff marking his spot. A lot of the people that live in the neighborhood he's living in is prominently black. Some of those people were offended. Some could care less. Some really haven't even paid it no mind. And people have even asked him to take them down, and he refuses to. That's his right. Just because South Carolina has done what they've done doesn't mean that everybody else is going to do the same. And if you think about it, how does taking a flag that some see as it represents slavery, even though, from what I'm understanding, had absolutely nothing to do with slavery until certain individuals decided to masquerade it around and put fear in those that were slaves per se, and they were offended by it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's taking it down didn't solve a damn thing. And for someone to sit here and say, oh, well, the flag is down now, and, there's going to be less black on black crime, and we feel good about it. how in the fuck is taking a flag down off of a pole going to solve black on black crime, black on black hate? It's not. It's absolutely not. The only people that wanted to take it down is the ass-kissing people who support those individuals who think that if we join such and such and such and such, that we're going to be like them. No, you're still the same person you was the day before. The only thing that you and that person has in common is that you get up and you put your pants on the same way. See, as I said before, I respect the flag. I've never owned one. But I can't hate something that I don't see is that big of an issue. Now, if you wanted to get all technical and this, that, and the other, a lot of things could offend me. But I'm not sitting here bitching about it. As a white man, we, as white people, do not have a Martin Luther King Day. We, as white people, do not have a group by the name of NAACP. Am I upset about it? No, not one damn bit. I could care less. But what I don't understand is that we've had, government per se / public figures who've been killed the same way that Martin Luther King was. And we didn't get a damn thing out of it. But yet he did. Like I said, I don't care. I'm just asking a question. Now, the thing about it is, none of us are upset about it. None of us, well, I'm not going to say all, I'm just going to say some. All white people aren't the same. A lot of them are nice. A lot of them respect a lot of different cultures and a lot of different races and a lot of different this and a lot of different that. But you have a percentage that hates everybody. Even as you could take one of these individuals and see another white person and the white person be, I don't know, working with black people, maybe involved in a relationship with someone who's black. Maybe they go to a black person's birthday party, family reunion, whatever, blah, 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 blah. The list goes on. They see it as, oh, well, that's a in-loving son of a bitch right there. Why? Why has it got to be that way? You know? I mean, there's been a lot of really great black people that has lived and died. And Bernie Mac was one of them that I actually liked. You know, that was one funny ass dude. We won't get him back. He's gone. Who else? Damn it, what's that man's name? The fella that was in Green Mile, the big guy, something Charles Duncan, I think was his name. He was a good actor. There's been a lot of people who've came along with Richard Pryor. That's another one. Ray Charles. That's another one. And the list goes on and on and on. A lot of these people were good at what they did and have died, and they didn't hate nobody. They wanted the same thing that everybody else wanted. They wanted just a little bit of respect. So that's pretty much what all this video is about, respecting people. You know? It doesn't matter to me. Like I said, if you're black, white, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Russian, Italian, Irish, British, whatever. You treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect, and everything will be equal. But anyways, that's all I got to say about that. I just had a bug hit me in the back of the head. I'm offended. But anyways, this is just a tidbit of info. I don't even know what I did with the other gloves that I had and had used or whatever. But today is Sunday. Yesterday was Saturday. Saturday, me and my old lady went to the junkyard and tried to find some stuff for my truck and tried to find some stuff for her car. Well, I was thinking, damn, you know, it would have been good if I had grabbed some gloves to come out here to the junkyard with and didn't even think nothing about it. So, of course, my hands were dirty as crap while I was there. I managed to wipe them off, you know, a little bit with some water, and she had a few alcohol wipes in her car, so you know, I wiped my hands off of that, and then we went and got something to eat, went in, washed my hands again, so finally I got most of the crap off. And came home, grabbed some of these, which I was going to do a product review on. And just to give you a good hint, they work fabulously. I was around sharp objects under the hood of her car trying to put on what I had to put on. And, you know, to be honest with you, it didn't get the first prick or hole or anything in it. I was able to actually get them off and save them for another use. Versus the other gloves that I had, you take them and you put them on, you use them just a few times, and then all of a sudden you get a split in one of the fingers or across the palm or whatever. So really, technically, those gloves right there were for like very, very, very light duty. And these here I've had for a while, and I use these right here for yard work and whatnot. Well, I'm still going to use these until they absolutely completely fall apart. But I wanted something similar, but something that was a little bit more flexible. So I got some of these, and you know, obviously you can tell they're new because they still got a little shine to them and whatnot. But these right here in particular, those right there are large, and these, believe it or not, are medium. And you know, like I said, I guess it just depends on how, you know, how your hand feels within the glove and where your fingers ended up coming to the ends and whatnot, and how well they feel and how tight they are and whatnot, you know, so on and so forth. But I didn't really pay a whole lot for these, and I didn't want to go and spend a whole bunch of money on something that I'm just probably gonna tear up anyway outside doing yard work in. I think I paid like $4 for these at where did I get these from? Walmart, back there in the garden section. But I've got to work tomorrow, and I'm gonna attempt to, I don't even know what time it is, I'm gonna attempt to try to edit this video and get it up as soon as possible, so when you see it, you'll see it. And we start over tomorrow. And as far as tomorrow's video is concerned, tomorrow we'll probably be doing the review on these gloves. And you know, I can get more in depth with them and try to find the ones that I used and show you, you know. And that was even with me wiping them off with a rag, which I thought was fantastic, to be honest with you. Like I said, I don't know what the hell I did with them. They ain't going far. But well, like I said, we'll save that for tomorrow. But you guys, whatever color you are, just try to keep your heads up and try to keep your head out of your asses. You know what I mean? Don't hate people. You ain't got to get along with them. You ain't got to like them. Just get along. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. But anyways, you guys be good. I'm out. Catch you later.